So, remember what I said about having one video every month? Anyway, so I'm putting up some Combat Master gameplay in the background. This is a free game that's on Steam, that's on mobile, iOS, Android. It's pretty decent. It's a basic COD clone. But I think they nailed the movement and forward momentum of COD. It's especially it's closer to Modern Warfare 2019 than a classic COD, but I think it's pretty good. You should check it out. I'll probably drop a link in the description. But anyway, the topic of this video, what we're really talking about, is how Activision has canceled the expansion for Modern Warfare 2 that was set to come out this fall, and instead are opting for a quote-unquote full annual premium release, which means it's going to be a completely new game. It's obviously going to be connected to Modern Warfare 2 because it's going to be in the same setting. It's going to be connected through Warzone. So it's not something that's entirely disconnected from the current game. And it is being headed by Sledgehammer Games instead of Infinity Ward, because Infinity Ward's working on whatever it is they're following up with Modern Warfare. And the reason as to why this full premium release or whatever is sticking to the Modern Warfare setting is because, first of all, I believe a lot of content that was intended for Modern Warfare 2 was cut out for this game, so they got to reuse assets in that regard. And it's been proven that even though the player count for Modern Warfare 2 is at Vanguard levels currently, as to say it's not very good at all, microtransaction sales are up. So that indicates to Activision that the Modern Warfare setting is more profitable for microtransactions in comparison to Vanguard's World War II, not really World War II setting, kind of like a weird a time period crossover, because they were doing all kinds of weird stuff in that game. It's definitely not a World War II game, though. It was just kind of filler for Warzone, basically, and that's basically what this game turned out to be as well. So I guess Sledgehammer can't catch a break in that regard. But I'm gonna break it down, what to expect from each mode of this game. It's, like I said, full annual premium release coming out in the fall. It's gonna have campaign. It's gonna have co-op. It's gonna be integrated with Warzone. It's gonna have multiplayer. So let's break it down. Let's start with campaign. Expect this to be a side story to give further context into the lore and universe of Modern Warfare. Don't expect an actual continuation from the end credit sequence of Modern Warfare 2, because that is what Infinity Ward is going to be doing. So we could see further backstory into Ghost or Price or something like that. Just don't expect more of a side story, not a direct continuation. Co-op mode, this is not going to be zombies. Just going to spoil that for you right now. It's not going to be zombies because Activision wants people to build anticipation towards Treyarch's next zombie mode in their next game. And of course, what happened with forcing Treyarch to slap together a zombie mode for Vanguard just turned out to be a total disaster. So they're going to avoid that. It's going to be, your typical special ops, just more of the same. But instead of missions on Al Mazrah, you're going to see missions on Las Almas, because if you played the campaign or if you've played Ground War in Modern Warfare 2, you would know that there's this whole big map that has sections cut out from it to play in Ground War. And that is going to be the next big Warzone experience. That's going to be the next big map that you play on. There's going to be, intermittently, there's the smaller resurgence maps here and there, but the next big map is definitely 100% Las Almas. Like I said, you can already play parts of it in the ground war mode currently. Just like how Verdansk was playable in Modern Warfare 2019 ground war mode before the original Warzone came out that March. So it's basically the same concept. That's what's going to be going on in Warzone. And then I think the big thing about this game, what they're going to put the most emphasis on, is the multiplayer, because Sledgehammer is, they're more inclined to listen to the community. They're just not very good at just developing the games themselves. They're usually very buggy and don't function properly. But got to give them another try, I guess. Why not? So the big rumor, I guess, for the expansion was that it was going to be this big map pack of the maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, because those maps were made for the remaster that only ended up coming out with a campaign remaster. The multiplayer got cut. So they repurposed all of these maps. There's 23 original maps in the 2009 Modern Warfare 2, by the way. So I don't think for this game that you're getting all of those maps on the launch. You're probably launching, since it's Sledgehammer, you're probably launching with 16 maps, I would say, and then have the rest of the maps and any other throwback maps. Because it might as well. Look, about recycled content, just a quick aside, because I know people have a problem with COD doing recycled content and not enough original content. Here's the thing. If the recycled content is actually good and it makes the game play well, and the original content is objectively bad, then I would rather have the remake content. I would rather have the remaster content, because that's how, for example, COD Mobile is doing really well. It's all reused stuff. There's very, very little about that game as original, and it makes tons of money and has lots of players. So it doesn't necessarily, as long as they make the right choices as to what to remaster, then I think the maps of that game will be actually very good and better than what we have going now. So yeah, don't expect all 23 maps. I would only expect 16 or maybe less. And Silver Lining, Sledgehammer, although they're not as talented as a developer, they do listen to the community. So this could lead to things in the game that differ from Infinity Ward's design philosophy. So we could be seeing a multiplayer that has a classic mini-map. We could see a multiplayer that has Dead Silence as a perk instead of a field upgrade. We could have a classic prestige system. We'd have faster movement, sprint out times, strafe speeds. You could have map voting come back, have lobbies stick together instead of resetting. You could have reload canceling come back. You could have loopable streaks. When you get your kill streaks, it could loop back around by default. I know that's a setting in private matches in Modern Warfare 2 right now, but it's not the default for pubs. So I believe that's something that Sledgehammer would implement in the game, just not only to not have it be a complete Control-C, Control-V of Modern Warfare 2, but to, I guess, give it something different for the fans of Call of Duty who may not like or may not find as much satisfaction with the way Infinity Ward's design philosophy is. And so, I guess the biggest thing, though, that people aren't really talking about is that, so Ralph's Valve, before the release of Modern Warfare 2, came out with a report about map building, map creation tools for Call of Duty. And this is something that Call of Duty has, really, as of recent, lagged behind the entire industry, because, Halo Infinite just got their Forge mode off the ground. That's really detailed and really customizable. And then you have Fortnite over here, which has its own branch of the Unreal editor, and people are going to be doing insane things with that game, and it's turning into almost like a Roblox in terms of what you can do and what their big plans are for both content and monetization of that content. And COD's over here we're completely dependent on the developers. So I think with actually implementing this rumored map creation tool, even if it's something on a smaller scale, like maybe you're not making Warzone maps, you're not making campaign maps, maybe it's just purely focused on the 6v6 aspect, I still think that could be a really, really big boost to the community. I think it would be a big boost for content creators. I think it would be really great for just like having more content to play in general, and having like a more community focus on the game, because like right now the game feels very isolated. Like you play a match, you get done with the lobby breaks up, you never talk to those people again, and it's just, we need shooters these days to be more community focused, not less community focused, because it kind of makes it seem like you're clocking into your day shift to play a game. You're not playing the game for like the multiplayer experience, and I think that having a map builder is like a really big part of that. So that's basically what's lined up for the 2023 release for Call of Duty. Of course, Warzone Mobile is coming out later in the year as well. And, hopefully, Sledgehammer, they've basically been on filler game duty for a bit. I think the last game they had that wasn't like completely adjusted before release, or adjusted in a conceptual phase to not be a filler game, is Advanced Warfare. And, that even that game's pretty divisive. So, I just think that this is a good chance to take the sort of skeleton of Modern Warfare 2 and put some meat on the bones that looks closer to something like a classic Call of Duty. Because that's kind of what they tried to do with Vanguard in comparison to Modern Warfare 2019, but it had so many things going against it. It had like a bad Warzone integration. It had the World War II, but not World War II setting. Like there's too many things going against it. So I believe that, with this game, they have a much better base to work off of, and it could be something good, but then again, it's Sledgehammer. It could just be a buggy disaster that doesn't even function. So, it really just all depends. That's pretty much it. Thank you for checking out the video. Leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more Call of Duty content.